So yes, I think I lasted 4 days before I went back to Homesense. And I swear every time I go, I get a bigger and a heavier bag. I told myself, I'm gonna wait until at least September before I go back to Homesense. But no, I went back and I did a whole nother £70 shop. So let's just get into it. I'm going to start off with this guy here because I saw him in one of the posts on the Halloween Facebook pages and I loved him so much. I wanted him so bad because I got the witch last time who was holding the little ghosty, and I saw him and I was like, hell yeah, I need a vampire version. So when I saw this little Dracula guy, I needed him very badly. So he's another one of these like shelf sitting, door-stoppy, strange doll things. And yes, my collection of these is definitely growing because he definitely wasn't the only one which I bought on my trip to Homesense. So I love the kind of style of these dolls. They give me like a very like prim feeling, almost like vintage Halloween-y sort of style, and I just love that whole kind of look. So he has his little price tag hiding under his cape, and he costs £12.99, which again I thought was a very good price for something of this size. Now he is a tiny bit less detailed than the witch that I got last time. I feel like for his character he probably wouldn't look so good like covered in lace anyway. I'm going to take this label off so you can kind of see exactly what he's like. So he has got one arm sticking out to the side. Now I'm not sure if his arm is meant to stick up, but in my eyes, oh, hang on. Okay, so he has white arms, so you can choose how his arms are meant to be positioned. So he could have his arms up in the air like this. But I quite liked him having one arm to the side because I felt like I positioned my witch next to him, he'll look like he's got his arm around her and like they're looking casual and cute and having a little kind of pose for a photograph. Anyway, I was really pleased with him. I really like the style of him. I think he's meant to look like Dracula. He has that very kind of like stereotypical, very classic Dracula haircut, like vampire haircut. His hair is actually like almost painted on there. Like it's a very strange feeling because he is made out of like an almost cottony material, and then his hair is painted on the top, so it gives it this kind of like hardened feel. It's very strange. I think this is maybe it painted on with an acrylic paint, whereas obviously the witch's hair was actually kind of like threaded in. He has green eyes with these cute little details, and he's got the most crazy eyebrows I've ever seen. Now his nose has that very kind of prim style since it is just sewn down there to give it that kind of like sticky outy appearance. And then of course he has his lovely red mouth with his fangs sticking out. I'd say he's probably like the same height as the witch, although his legs are slightly longer. Going down to his outfit, as I said, he does have bendable arms. He is wearing this waistcoat which is kind of like checkered black and black, which is the best kind of checkers if you ask me. Now the checkers are kind of like a mix between both like a pleather material and a velvet material, and apparently pleather and velvet go really nice together. He does have these two large gems buttons on the front. These are not functioning buttons. Now my one's jacket does actually open like this, although there is like slight like line of like residue here, so I feel like it's probably not meant to open, but I'm not really too fussed anyway. I quite like it with the sort of closed look. He has this white bow which is fully sewn around the front of his neck, and then his cape is this black sort of shiny material, and as you can see the back underneath his waistcoat, it has the same checkered pattern. The label itself doesn't give much information, so I will probably be cutting this label off anyway, but it just says that he is 80% polystyrene and 20% stones. So as for his stones, again, just like the witch, he's heavy in his bum department. Has lots of these kind of weighted stones. I would call them normally like beans. And he has these trousers which are very like odd print. I really hope that it's going to show up on camera, because on my little screen it just looks like one of those like optical illusion things. But they're stripes with other stripes striping the other way. So it kind of gives us this almost like zigzag look across his whole trousers, and this carries on down his super long legs down to his shoes, where he has these stripy cuffs and then these shiny, almost like PVC like shoes. As I said, his outfit is like slightly less detailed than the witch's outfit, but I really like it. I feel like it suits his personality. They did also do one which was in like a matching suit version, with a black and like goldy orange striped suit. I did quite like that, but I preferred this one, and I'll probably go back and get the other one at some point since they're only $12.99. Like, it's a steal. It's almost like offensive not to buy it. So the next things I got were some candle holders, and I have been eyeing these up. I've seen them so much on the Halloween Decor UK Facebook page, and I loved the way they looked, and I was thinking like surely something of this size and this weight, because these are like a sort of solid resin, I thought that they'd be really expensive, but in fact these only also cost me $12.99. They were kind of unique in the sense I don't have any other Halloween decorations which looks like this. So it comes with this weird annoying string around the middle, and it just basically tells you how to prevent fire, because these are actually candlestick holders, as you can probably see from the two holes at the top of the witch's boots. So they are fully like attached to the wood. They do actually attach in the middle as well, because I was considering maybe sawing them down the middle, but the boots themselves do actually attach right at the top of the heel. Now they are a very kind of classic witchy boot. I really wish they actually made these in like proper person boot style, because I think they're just so cute. So actually the front is this way round, because there is a spider web on the front of the boot with a little spider sticking out. As you can see, these boots are like completely 3D, and all the details and like textures are actually like in the resin rather than just painted on there, so I'm so pleased with that. On the front of the boot it does have this like lovely sort of silvery buckle, and then there are these 3 little red roses with little petals coming out, and it is the exact same on the other boot as well. I love all the little details in this, like the tiny little patch that's on the boot there. I love the stripy heels, and the fact that like the orange continues down on like the underneath of the boot, and you can actually see like the orange bit continue underneath where your toes would be, I guess. On like the heel part you can see there's like other little patches, and you can even see like little sewing marks, which I think is such a nice little detail. And overall I just think these are so gorgeous. I just love the way that these look. The boots sort of come up to the top with this like orange, almost like sock looking part, and what I'm planning to do is to get some candlesticks to go in these and hopefully like stripe the candlesticks so it looks like our witch is wearing like stripy tights with orange socks. As for what kind of candles these would take, I'm just gonna yank one out of my candelabra. It will take like a usual candle. I'll yank another one out, so it will look like 2 kind of like witch legs almost. Now I can tell already that the candles are a little bit wobbly, probably not the safest thing when you have lit candles. So what I'm probably going to do is sort of burn the candle, but a little bit of wax in the bottom, and shove it in just to make sure that these candles do like stay in there really nicely, and they're not going to be like wobbling around and potentially setting all my Halloween decorations on fire. It seems that right at the base of these as well there is like a metal plate, which I assume is to do with like fire prevention. They are on this like wooden plaque, and I'm not really sure what that hole is about in mine, but I'm sure it's to do with kind of like the manufacture of it. It doesn't have any little felted bits on the bottom, so this may potentially scratch surfaces, so it'd probably be like a good idea to maybe put like a doily or even just attach your own little felted bits if you are worried about putting this on a surface that could potentially scratch. The other thing as well that I noticed is that all the things in my Homesense, like all of the Halloween decorations, came really like dusty, and it kind of takes away from some of the colour when you first see them. So when I picked these up I didn't even realise like how like orange these were, but once I gave them like a bit of a dust off, the kind of orangey colours definitely came out a lot like nicer and stronger. So it's definitely worth, if you do see these in real life, giving it like a little dust off so you can see like actually how like nice and vibrant the colours are. The next thing I got was, I know I said I didn't have any space and I didn't need any more, but I found space for the last 2 snow globes that I bought, so it definitely meant I needed to buy some more snow globes. So I got this snow globe. Now first off, I went in and I found a skeleton with a pumpkin face snow globe and I loved it so much, but then I found some more snow globes which I liked a little bit more, so I'm hoping to maybe buy that one in the future. But this time around I bought this pumpkin one, and this snow globe actually cost me $14.99, so it's slightly more expensive than the normal snow globes, but I do have the feeling that this is potentially made by a different company who makes the usual Homesense snow globes, because there are a few slight like main differences to it. So this is like the trick or treat like craft sewing box snow globe. Like, could that be any more up my street? I love doing kind of crafting and sewing and things, so when I saw this I just had to have it. The base of it is in this kind of sewing box which does have like a lid that comes out from the bottom, and it does also have little feet as well, which is so cute. On the front it says trick or treat, and this is actually fully like scratched into there, like it's fully molded, and then it does have this little like opening lock, and I love the fact that they've put like little details on the corners to make it look like a realistic craft box. And then there's different like sort of reels of cotton. There's like orange, black, another orange, and another little black one shoved down the back there, and then inside the theme kind of continues on again. So the pumpkin itself is made to look as if it's almost like knitted or made of fabric, and then the kind of features all are meant to look like they're sewn on. You can see like little stitches around the eyes and the mouth and the nose, and then again you have another little reel of orange cotton, and then there's also some white wool going on there, and hiding right at the back, hopefully you can see, there's another little black reel. And hopefully you can see this okay because it literally glares in every single photo I ever take of this snow globe. But he is wearing a witch's hat, and on the witch's hat there is a cute little spider. The little spider's sat on the rim. He is a 6-legged spider, so he's obviously lost a couple of legs in battle somewhere. And there is like a silver rim around the witch's hat. So in this snow globe as well, there's none of the usual like black glitter. It's just these cute little black bat cutouts. They do settle very quickly, so like your snow globe action only lasts for a matter of seconds, but I think it's really effective when it just has these cute little bats flying around. I can honestly say my arms actually hurt from holding up snow globes. Seems like I've spent the whole of the last couple of days just moving this snow globe around. Next up, because where would we be without tea towels, I got a set of tea towels. I went in to Homesense and told myself I'm not going to be buying any tea towels this time because I have too many tea towels already. I have all these craft projects in my mind, and I've kind of bought tea towels for all of them now because I prefer to buy tea towels to use for fabric rather than buying the fabric, because the fabric's normally more expensive. So I went in thinking no more tea towels, I don't need any more tea towels, until I saw this tea towel. Now I was really pleased that the design was the same on both tea towels, because I bought this kind of with my Halloween swap box in mind, because the lady I'm sending it to, I know she loves cats, and I just thought they were so cute, especially with the little glasses and the jumper. I just couldn't resist. Now this is made by the same brand that did the lace tea towel that I showed you in my last Homesense haul, which is Hallows Eve. It's a set of 2 tea towels, so again it doesn't give you any information on this label as to what these are made out of, but if you go to the tiny little label inside, it does say that they are 100% cotton, which we do love. Again, as I said last time, I tried to stay away from white tea towels just because they easily turn into like horrid coloured tea towels. But I'm probably not going to use mine as a tea towel. I'm probably going to somehow make this into a cushion because I thought the design was just too cute. So it's kind of this black, grey and white cat. I would have loved this, like being all over it, if it was like a fully black cat. Then again, I feel like it would have lost some of the details, such as the cute little glasses which are around it. I love the really, really strong green eyes that it has. Green eyes are my favourite coloured eyes, especially on cats. And then look at this jumper. It's wearing a little bat orange jumper, which, insert photo now, my kitten does actually own. So going on down from the jumper, there is this orange striped rim that goes all the way across the bottom of the tea towel, and the design is the same on the other side as well, which is perfect because it means I can keep one and give one away for my Halloween swap box. So the other thing I did also want to mention, since I mentioned it in my last haul, is that last time Homesense did wrap up all my stuff really nicely in paper and none of it like banged together. I wasn't worried about any of it chipping. Alas, this time I've actually had to wrap everything up in my clothes because they just neglected to wrap it. This time it was a different man who sort of did all of my scanning for me, and I felt like he was in a little bit of a rush. I'm a bit annoyed because I was giving him multiple things to scan other than like one easy cushion or something, and he just shoved it all in the bag, and it just seemed a little bit like I was an inconvenience. So I was a little bit unhappy in the fact that he didn't wrap it up. I mean, he could have even used the tea towels to sort of separate them, but no, he put the two snow globes bang next to each other, and I could just hear them like knocking against each other, and I was like, no, please don't break. So I end up just carrying them. I think that's why my arms hurt so much, because obviously I don't go to the gym enough and lift enough snow globes. But luckily they came like fully intact. As I said last year, maybe it's worth taking a little bit of like bubble wrap, or maybe just some like tissue paper or something with you, just in case your shop decide not to wrap it. Anyway, rant over. The next snow globe I got was this one, and it's really not showing up very well against my friends in the background, but it is a black cat snow globe. So my other half did actually see this and point this out and say, black cat snow globe, and I was like, throw away the skeleton with the pumpkin head one to get this one instead. Now this one cost $12.99, and again it's one of the musical ones. I'm pretty sure this is from the Disney film, like with Mickey Mouse. Why can I not think of the name of it? I'm gonna have to Google it, otherwise it's gonna annoy me. Fantasia. I'm pretty sure that this song is from Disney's Fantasia. I may be wrong, but I think that's where it's from. So last time the song was from The Wizard of Oz, so it seems like they're taking various different like spooky sounding songs from different places. But I absolutely love this globe. I did see it last year and I couldn't find it in any of my stores, so definitely I had to get it this time. And it is in this like overall witch hat style. It does have like a witchy hat at the top, and in my mind that's meant to be like the pointy part of the hat, and then this is meant to be the rim of the hat, although maybe I'm completely wrong and that's meant to just be a hat and that's meant to just be a curtain. So the hat itself is black, it's very detailed, it is made out of resin. I really like the fact that it's got all these different folds and things in there, so it gives it a very realistic look. And it does have all these gold little stars all over it. And then the base of it, the stars continue around the bottom of the globe part, and then it has this purple band. It does have this kind of like gold motif in the middle, and then these sort of duck feet is what I would call them, motifs going all the way around. And then the bottom is, as I said, like a frilly, I almost feel like it looks a bit like the rim of a hat, but maybe it's meant to just be like flowy fabric. It does have 3 little feet and then the twisty bit, so when it is sat down you can't actually see the musical mechanism. Now inside, this one has obviously our black glitter that I was talking about earlier, and it does still have a few of those little bats. Now where this one has been laying on its side while I brought it home, there is like a cluster of glitter here, but believe me, after you leave these standing upright for a while, this glitter does actually slide down. So I'm going to hold this up against my face so that you can see it, but it has a little black cat with an arched back. He's very detailed, completely like 3D and everything. I really love this little black cat. He's got red eyes. Of course I would have preferred green eyes, but red eyes are my next favourite thing on black cats. He's standing on a nice little pumpkin. It's not got a jack-o'-lantern face or anything on it. It is just a lovely autumnal pumpkin, and then there is 1, 2, 3 skulls around the bottom of it, and also some various different bits of bones and things. He is such a detailed cat. I'm really hoping you can see the fact that all of his fur is like scratched out, and he also does have his mouth open and almost like a screeching, meowing cat face. Again, it almost reminds me of those like vintage Halloween black cats. I feel like maybe if they had painted the fangs white, it would be a little bit more obvious to see that his mouth is open. But believe me, in real life, he is very, very, very detailed. $12.99, I was very pleased with this snow globe. I'm glad to finally have it in my possession since it features 3 of my favourite things to do with Halloween, 4 of my favourite things because it does have tiny little bats inside. So I was really, really pleased with that. And again, for $12.99, I feel like these snow globes are such high quality and definitely, definitely worth the money. So the last thing in my now shrinking Homesense bag is another witch. Now this witch was slightly cheaper than the other one I got, but it is definitely a lot shorter. So this witch cost $9.99, whereas the other one cost $12.99. So really it's not that much price difference. There were so many of these witch dolls when I went back to Homesense. I went back to the same one as last time when there was only 2 witch dolls, so I got like one of the first witch dolls which they were selling of the year, and when I went back this time there was hundreds. So I went through all of them and just decided which witch I liked the best, and I chose this one mainly on her lovely like orange and black spooky outfit. I thought it just reminded me of pumpkins and I would quite happily wear this myself, so that's why I decided to buy her. She is holding a broomstick. I am never like the biggest fan of witches holding broomsticks. If it was a witch holding a pumpkin or a witch holding a ghost like my last one, I'd definitely probably choose it over a broomstick because I feel like the broomsticks don't really sit right. It doesn't look like she's holding the broomstick. So again, I'm going to walk you through her outfit because she has various lovely different features to it. So the selling point for me was the fact that she has this little black spider hanging off the bottom of her hat, and he does have little red eyes. The hat kind of folds down. Oh, I lied, it does fold up as well. So the hat does have like a wire in it, so you could have it sticking like straight upright if you wanted to, but I quite like it when it's sort of bent to the side. I feel like it gives it more of like a witchy hat look. She does have this bow, which I'm not sure how well it will show up on camera, but it's just made of 2 different types of mesh. There's like a black mesh and an orange mesh, and when you put them together it gives it this very like autumny pumpkin colour. And then her hat is made out of a felt. There isn't any like structuring in the hat to stop it from flopping down like the other one, but if you kind of push it up it does sort of stay where you tell it to go. And then as we come down to her hair, again, much like the other one, she has quite a nice thick head of hair. I am very sort of surprised with like the quality of the hair that these dolls have. This one's hair is made out of wool and it's kind of almost similar to the other one. I do prefer the other one in the fact that her hair is lots of different like thicknesses and stuff, almost like a white wool with like silvery grey sort of string curling around it to give it that sort of almost dreadlocky look. So onto her face, I think again she's like a very like pretty witch. As I said, I'm not always the biggest fan of really ugly looking witches, but she has very sort of pale skin with little rosy cheeks. Her eyes are a little bit more kind of cartoony than the other one that I got, and she has this very sort of like wibbly wobbly mouth with a proper curved like witch's nose. She does have this white lace collar going on. This collar though doesn't actually like go all the way around the back. It does stop either side because I guess her hair's kind of covering it up. And then she is wearing this black cotton like shirt almost with 2 orange buttons at the top. There are a few kind of like stray bits of glue there that I'm gonna need to pick off. Have this like wiggly sort of trim around the bottom of her sleeves, which does also match with this band going around her waist. Now this is almost like an apron dungaree skirt because it does have little straps which go across the front there, and then when you lift her hair at the back you can see that they cross over at the back, and then it goes down into this whole bottom like circle skirt part of the dress, and then right at the bottom it has the same like wiggly line, and it's finished off with this little white lace trim. Now this little witch isn't actually wearing any pantaloons, so she is completely naked under her skirt, so we're not going to be looking under her skirt. As for her legs, she's wearing almost like maybe skin coloured tights with stripes around them, and the boots are in like a witchy boot shape, and it does actually have the laces like properly sewed in there with like an actual bow rather than like a printed bow on there. So I was really pleased with her. She's definitely smaller than the other witch I got. If you imagine the other witch was more the same size as this Dracula, so as you can see They're a little bit different in size, but now I have a family of 3, soon to be 4, because I have another one which is making its way over to my house as we speak. So I'm very, very excited about that. So that is everything which... yeah, that is everything which I got in Homesense this time round. I'm going to see if I can give it at least a week before I go back. A friend of mine did actually pick me up 2 things from their Homesense, so that is kind of in the post on its way to me now. So my next Homesense haul will probably be those 2 items, and then I'm sure I will be going back again to definitely not buy any more Snowglobes, let's hope. I have to say, when I did go back to my Homesense, all of the original things like these pumpkin mugs and the original like witch with the ghost, those were all like completely void. There was like none of them, but they brought in loads and loads of different things. So I feel like their stock is going to be ever changing. So I definitely say if you see something that you'd like, get it straight away. Also with that happy haunting pillow that I found in TKMAXX, I haven't found that in any other TKMAXX which I've gone to. I feel like this year there's like a really good range of stock, but there's like limited amount of each pieces, so I'd probably get over there now and not leave it till October the 30th before you buy your Halloween decorations. So thank you so much for watching. So thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions, comments, please do leave them down in the comments below. I hope you're feeling autumny on this last day of August. If it's sunny where you are, I hope you're enjoying the shade, and I will see you next time. Bye!